before we start this, as we're about to go live shortly, huge shout-outs to Manco.store for sponsoring us. They're able to keep us alive, keep us fed, keep us, allow us to pay all the bills and everything. So it's going to be an awesome cast with awesome people all around, awesome teams, and I'm really looking forward to this. CP Gullywash being the first map, CeeJaey. Sixes-centric, DM heavy, some strategy involved, places you can go in as a medic, which is really frustrating, but it seems that we're getting ready to go.
Yeah, this first mid-fight, I really do think is going to set the tone. I really want to see what Boshi's going to do. I really want to see how Nakari's going to play. Is he going to be aggro? Is he going to be more passive? I want to see if Stingen is going to get the early picks, whether Chupa's going to be there getting the stabs late on. I really do want to see what's going on. Fazu gets so aggressive here, forces Wiethoofd out of the mid-fight. Wiethoofd down to 8 HP already, Jake, and Poland get the first kill. Nakari down to Stingen's headshot.
That's a great headshot there on the scout. Take him down. Boshi jumps in, shooting Doom down. Doom goes down there. Everybody helping him out right now, and they're rolling around the point, but they're not really planning themselves on it. Graba is hiding in that little nook and cranny. What a jump there by Boshi, taking down Sting, and Trooper also going down. It seems that Poland is forced out of this first point, and mid will belong to Ukraine fairly shortly.
Yeah, Slowtown was actually gone all the way behind. Gets Tercio as well, was waiting to see if there was an opportunity for the medic. But look how aggressive Ukraine are being. They're already in the lobby. They haven't captured second yet. Grabber did survive though, so that is a reprieve here for Poland. And Boshi gets taken down by the sentry, so he's not going to get a force there. And we are now potentially at a stalemate situation, but just such great aggression there. Poland looked like they could be sort of getting something done early on in that mid-fight, but it was just Ukraine getting the valuable kills and ended up winning that. So now maybe looking for a pick, and actually I think Poland want to push out here, Jake.
Ooh, Stan is getting a little bit frisky in there. They have the Uber charge. They may get a force out of Dito there, the team, but no, what a headshot by Marisa. Taking down Stan. Trooper also going down. That's 2 dead for the red team. They're forced to go back to their spawn right now. Marisa is moving in on the top position. They're moving through the river right now. Majority of their forces. Dito's ready to go. He is locked and loaded right now. Pushing in is everybody as well. Uber going out. They're trying to take down the MBT, but they're already far away. They're using it on Turcher right now. Kafka getting flashes as well. Trying to clean up house. Barth is on the point as well. It's halfway done, but they're able to clean it up. Only Thazu is down for the count. They'll be able to push this out, CeeJaey.
Yeah, Underscore there was just desperately trying to clear people off the point to get some cap time down, but the problem was there was people behind him actively blocking the cap, and his teammates weren't actually getting the kills, so it just didn't work out there. But 720 did survive, which is rare when you kind of see a point play push like that, the medic surviving, so it is still equal Ubers. Poland will capture second. But I'm not sure. Marissa still is down, only respawning now, and looks like Poland want to keep going here.
Oh, Stan is getting a little bit caught off guard there. Dito catching him off, and their Tertio, Kafka, Doom, all just down for the count. Grabba's low on health and 50% on his Uber charge. He gets a sandwich from Barthis, but they need to run away yet again. Ukraine is just being absolutely dominating in those fights, in those tight spaces.
Yeah, that was a mistake from Poland, I feel. Marissa was down, but that was the opportunity to maybe get Stingen into a position to get some kills, get some angles in, but not just dry pushing against 8 players with no Uber advantage. They just ran into a choke and they just got swarmed there, but there we go. Dito, Boshi, and Ihor have all gone down there, and Poland are just kind of reacting with aggression, with their own aggression, and trying to push out from lobby here. Equal Ubers, they've got to be careful they didn't do exactly the same that just happened then against Ukraine.
Oh, pushing in. Very late pop by Graba, actually trying to force out the enemy medic, but no. What a nice pop there by 720. Now they have to get out Poland, but they're capping the point at the same time. Graba's in a lot of trouble. He's going to be caught off guard by Dito. That's a double on this side right now. Boshi's also cleaning up house. Their Sting is 1 HP, trying to block the point, but the second point has been tapped. It's going to delay Ukraine a little while longer while Graba respawns, as 720 is also gone down there. But the second point is now gonna belong to Ukraine. Dito's moving on to last. Turcho's already there. Turcho's far away. He's gonna be able to cap this one. Dito's still on health, but no! He's not gonna get it.
That was so close. Dito just trying to take it into his own hands and get something done. Stinghan is the man of the moment there, though, because it could have been so much worse because of the fact that he got the headshot onto 720 there. During all of that chaos where Grabber was going down, Stan was going down, managed to take down the medic. So it is still equal Ubers here. Could have been a huge advantage for Ukraine. Could have been a cap there for Dito. But now we're back into the situation we were before, and it'd be interesting to see what Ukraine do, because so far they haven't actually tried to push in. At first they were holding up in river, Jake, and now they're holding in big door, this kind of big door hold we've seen teams do over the past few years, and it's going to be interesting whether they're just going to sit back and wait for Boshi to do something, you know?
It's kind of like that arm wrestling match that we had where I wasn't giving up, but I was almost tapping out for a long time and you were unable to get it. It's kind of the same situation here where Ukraine is pushing Poland up against the wall, but Poland every single time is somehow coming back right now. 100% on the side of 720. Graba's already on 80%. He's going to have a late pop. No, he's not going to get an Uber charge at all here. Turcha trying to delay it as much as possible. He gets the delay. Nicely done by the Pyro, but now there is a chase tactic going on by Ukraine. They're walking on the point, but there is an Uber pop on the point right now. Now they're trying to reclaim all the position that they've lost in this, but it's already far along the way, this point cap, and there's Barthis planning on the Trooper is now slightly going behind. He may be able to get a step onto 720 if he doesn't watch out. Trooper, what are you doing, my man? He gets it! He gets it! 720 goes down!
How is he's using the Wanga prick? Is the eternal reward by any other name?
How
does he do it?
I told you.
Gets away with it. Gets away with it. I mean, I liked that push from Ukraine. They pushed early, and Grabber didn't actually have the charge. And, okay, not getting the medic, not getting the force isn't the worst thing in the world. However, they didn't position themselves very well for the counter Uber coming in. So the push just kind of failed here. Poland's trying to maybe walk forward here. They have an Uber advantage. They have to be careful, but they may get it. Grabber, he's getting pushed by Slowtown. No! He gets taken down, Dito with the pipes, but it was Slowtown just body blocking him. Ukraine have lost everybody in their team, and I think 720 might get caught out here. No, he's going to escape, but Poland losing their medic and that huge advantage, Jake.
Yeah, but thankfully though, 720 was pushed out and he wasn't building in that time, so that the advantage is not that big over the Polish medic. But finally, the first middle of the point belongs to the Polish team. It's already been 10 minutes on the clock, roughly, or 7 minutes on the clock, but it feels like the time has really gone past really quickly as there's constant action going on right now. 75% on to 720, Grab only on 30%. He has trouble just building it up, but they set themselves some nice defense in the choke point. Barth is in a lot of trouble by Dito. He's gonna use those Fist of Steel to get out of dodge there. Oh, Nakari's gonna just pester him, finally finish off the heavy, but now Nakari is a lot of trouble. And Turcha's gonna W plus M1. The Scout is going down.
That's a bit of a misplay there. I mean, Ukraine have this big Uber advantage. Trading heavies isn't the worst thing in the world in this situation, but losing your Scout, they could have just gone in deep here and got close to Grabber, at least got the midpoint and traded, but no, they've bled a few players, and it does look like Grabber is going to catch up and eventually get that Uber. So, not sure what Ukraine were really thinking there, whether they were unaware of how big their advantage was, they were playing it too safe. But we are now in a bit of a stalemate situation as the snipers are going to try and trade shots. Statsu gets taken down by Marissa, 3 kill streak, and Poland losing a couple of players here. It looks like a battle of big door right now.
Battle for big doors. 720 has to pop the Uber charge. He was very, very low, and he's been pressured out by the red players. Now they're trying to use most of it onto Dito. Dito jumping in, trying to force out Graba. Some few missed builds. Graba is just surfing around. Nerves of steel on that medic. He survives this one, and now secures his team 100% advantage. They will be able to push this one in, surely.
Yeah, this is a huge advantage here. They haven't actually captured second. And they're taking some time, so they need to push within the next few seconds. Take a look at 720, he's at 45% already, and that's going to get closer and closer to Uber, so Poland need to step on the gas a little bit here and get their bodies into last. Otherwise Ukraine, you know, they're going to have something of a setup, but they could counter him here. But look, they're coming in through river already, Jake. There is a heavy in water. They're flooding towards the point. They just want to get onto the point. They've taken down so many people already. They've lost 2. And they've lost 3, and it's not looking too healthy for them right now. It's 80% in the hands of 720.
There's a lot of people below and underneath the river. Trooper is there as well. Nobody's really spotted him yet. He may be able to get a stab onto this heavy soldier. Oh, he actually shoots him down. He's going on the point, but he's not going to be able to cap this as there's a lot of Ukrainians on the point right now. And respawn wave is coming from Poland. That was a good effort there, but a little bit too scattered with that Uber charge. Shared a little bit too much, and Ukraine played really well defensively. Now we'll be able to push this one out with 100% of their own.
Yeah, the thing with Gullywash last is you want to focus the point, but you want to focus it at the right time. And it looked like they were trying to focus the point before they got the kills. Use the Uber charge to get the kills, and then focus the point, put the pressure on. And it looks like KWQ is jumping all the way to last, trying to get something done, but it's MGE Gullywash last, and Boshi is going to win that. A couple of backstabs going here, and actually Poland are a few players down here. The Uber was used, but it doesn't look like Ukraine want to actually fight this from the floor. They want to take the high ground, I think, or maybe fight this from lobby. It seems a bit, maybe they're just a bit scared here, because Grabber does have a bit of a meaty advantage.
Oh yeah, and that advantage is going to come in clutch as they have lost the second point. They're losing players now too. TF2 and Trooper going down, finally finish off the heavy. Having a little bit of trouble with Narkari there. The scout is actually doing work and helping out is Ihor with some nice shots from the shotgun here. Only 4 players up for the red team. They have 100% Uber charge, but need to get out. Grabba has nobody to help him. Don't drop it, man! But he does, and that is the Uber down for the Polish team. Ukraine coming in strong, taking this one, strong-arming it, and having an Uber charge of their own.
I mean, you can feel it, Jake. When medic mains here, you know what it's like when you've got an Uber, you really don't want to force it because you feel like you shouldn't. And actually some great reflex there from Underscore keeps his medic alive. 720 goes down to about 60 HP. Almost died there to the rockets of Kavka. But it does look like Ukraine are going to capture the midpoint. Grabber, you got to sympathize him within there. You know, it's sometimes you just don't want to use the Uber, but sometimes you kind of have to. And Poland just bled too many players early on, and look how far forward Barthis is. Gets a ton of damage down, but it doesn't get the kill. And I do think Ukraine might be able to get the second point here, Jake. It's not looking good. If they start to stick this up into fifth gear, they could push this all the way to last, still having an advantage.
Yeah, it's looking very good for Ukraine right now. 100% advantage over here. It's 25. Grabba is quickly building his Uber charge up, but he might not be in time, or he just might. 720 is just not wasting any time. Pushing with Dito and Narkari, leading the charge, trying to get people on the point. Narkari is unflashed and on the point right now, but Uber charge comes in clutch from the red side. Heavily flashed as well. Slow down, trying to get something done. Now Boshi is alive on the flank class as well. On the point, and he gets the cap!
No way. Barthis and Grabber were standing behind the point. They weren't across that sort of striped black and yellow line. They weren't on the point. Underscore was in secret. He just slips in, steps on the point, and just steps away again. Just needed that tiny, like less than a second amount of presence on the point, and he gets it, and that's going to be so frustrating for Poland. It looked like they won that fight. It looked like they blocked the point, and in the end, it's Ukraine who make this 1-0 after 12 minutes.
Not looking too good as Boshi just goes in and taking down Turcio with a nice reflex. Is Boshi finally going down himself, but not before they take down Stan. That's 2 heavy damage dealers down for the count for the Polish team. They managed to do some nice dents into the Ukrainian roster as well. 4 people down, and that includes the medic 720, which means Grabba will have a 100% advantage coming into this next mid-fight here with Barthis and TF2. They don't have anybody to jump on the point though, so Grabba needs to be watching out. Marisa just respawned. You're a bit too aggressive there, and you know Boshi's rollouts are very quick, but they're finally planting themselves on the point. The reinforcements have come. They're getting some resupply from Grabba as well, and Stan, you just need to stick around with your medic because he's just taken down by Boshi left and right. Boshi now trying to jump in for Barthis, but you do not attack an anti-aircraft gun as a flying plane, man.
No, he kind of jumped in there with no information, I feel. He wanted to go for the medic, but the medic was already in choke and in a pretty safe position. It's actually well played by Ukraine. They lost that mid-fight. However, they had enough people in good positions that they were able to get the cap, and that slowed down Poland enough. They are at 100% here. 720 is at about 70%, so it's going to give them a bit of a chance to maybe get an Uber to hold last, but they're bleeding a few players here. They're going to go for another river push here, Jake. See if it's going to be more successful than last time.
Oh, and they have Uber charge as well going from below. Turcho is popped on early, but they lose standard. Dito's actually managing to find the demo man. They're still pushing with Turcho, trying to push people off the point, but 720 has an Uber charge of his own, and now the red team has to run away from this situation. They will be able to survive majority of their players. Barth is just walking in and taking down people, but there's a lot of blue players currently on the point right now. Everybody, 720, Ihor, and Dito still fighting this one. Grabba is catching a pill for his trouble, but there's only 3 people left. They're going on the point. Barthis is just daunting on the point. That disrespect for the Ukrainian team. He's disrespecting it as they manage to equalize the score.
Barthis does so much there. It was really well played there. I felt that Ukraine had the upper hand because they managed to get that Uber. Like they said, you know, they slowed down the Polish push by getting that first mid-fight cap. However, the repush by Poland was a bit stale, it was a bit slow, and then Barthis decides to just switch things up and go in through water, and it just pulled Ukraine apart. 1-1. I only took a couple of minutes that round, and they are straight back into this. But Stan is the first person to die on this mid-fight. No Demoman, and so's Kavka, and so's Doom. This is looking really good for Ukraine right now. And once again, Ukraine taking the position to get you know, on the high ground. Poland, I don't think are going to want to commit, but a couple of players, it's still stuck in banana here, Jake. It's going to be quite difficult for them to stay alive.
Yeah, they're losing Turcho as well there from underscore. Now Stingan is looking for a headshot. He gets one onto Boshi. That is just bold move by the Mr. Manager, but he gets one. He's looking for more. He's bold and brave, and he has Grabba healing him right now, but there's Slowdown behind. He's looking for a kill himself, but he gets found out by TF2. Easy peasy. One shot is all it takes. Now, Ukraine capping the middle point here, CeeJaey. They will be able to plant themselves and, well, defend this point for quite a while unless Poland gets the respawns and reinforcements. Stan is walking in. He has no fear, and for that fear, he gets destroyed, but not before Sneakin catches a heavy kill for his trouble, and he's still peeking through that little narrow hallway that he's made for himself.
Yeah, they take down both Demo and Pyro here, but there we go, Stingan and Chupa managing to get a couple of kills themselves, so I think any sort of pressure from Ukraine isn't going to happen. I don't think there's going to be any stalemates in this game. Both teams look like they don't want to play around the stalemates. It looks like they want to constantly be aggressive, go for those picks and get stuff done. And you know, when you've got players like they have on these rosters, you can see why. They don't want to have any downtime. They just want to constantly be in a DM battle. Stan goes down again, 18-second respawn time. That's going to really open the door here for Dito to maybe get some pressure down and start taking through this choke. And they are going to exchange the Ubers here. Barthes goes down very early, Jake.
Oh yeah, and there's been separation between Turcho and Grabba. Grabba's in a little bit of a trouble there from underscore. Now it's gonna be shot. Oh, but Sting pulls him out of trouble there with a headshot of his own. Everybody down for the count. And now, that's kind of a confusing statement if now that I think of it, but that still control of the second point is in the hands of Poland. They are able to stabilize themselves. Ubers have been exchanged. Slowdown is able to find Stingan though, and Stan going down again to the sniper. That's a third kill on him. Grabba grabs himself a Slowdown kill, but not before he needs to get away from the situation. They're once again pushed up against the wall right now with defending last. They need those respawns, and looks like Ukraine has most of theirs. They're capping second point as well and be ready to move on.
If Ukraine are smart here, they're going to push as soon as they get the charge. So if they dot push this, they'll have a bit of an advantage. Actually, Grabba's building this very, very well, and Ukraine aren't. Grabba was escaping, but he wasn't healing for a while there, and it turned into about a 15% advantage, and that may have been enough for a team that's playing as aggressively as Ukraine are to actually do something. But they get down Tercio. No Pyro on last could mean they go for a point play here. Nakari's actually already in water. Barthes is actually underneath, and actually it's going to be a 1v1 between the two, and Stan has to try and help, but no, it's going to be Kapka who's going to deny that scout, and there we go, Dito goes down, and yeah, Ukraine aren't going to want to push this now.
Yeah, without Dito, the main man on the team, they kind of backing out towards the balcony. There's Marisa there as well, but he's being pestered here. TF2 going in, trying to take down the sniper, but he's protected now by everybody and 720. They're still holding quite passively, but aggressive is the red team right now. They're forcing the Uber charge out of the blues here. Everybody is just trying to get as much done as possible. The Turcho now is in full control of this situation on the Pyroman. Trooper is behind as well, using this as a distraction, also creating one, and looks like Poland will be able to take them out of this second point. Goodbye, Ukraine, says Poland as they're recapturing second point. Thankfully, there is one person on last, and that's Barthes, who killed Slowdown trying to sneak in a back cap.
Yeah, Boshi's jumping in though. No, gets denied. Manages one rocket, but it's not enough. I feel maybe a little bit of a misplay there, not looking for the sort of all the way through the game, as Poland didn't need to use their Uber there when they were pushing out, and Grabba has gone down. He gets body shot by Marisa as he's coming through big door, and you know, Stingan does get detailed. I feel like Poland could have done a lot more there if they hadn't used the Uber. They would have had a huge Uber advantage, and it's given Ukraine this opportunity now to sort of regroup. Now they have heals, now they have buffs. Barthes is very aggressive. Nakari picks up the health back, but still won't be enough. Stingan is slowly but quietly getting kills. He's on a 5-kill streak right now. I mean, huge advantage here, Jake, for Ukraine. 100% in the bank. Poland do get the midpoint, but I reckon Ukraine are going to want to push this very soon.
Oh yeah. Well, unless Red Team gets some good respawns and maybe jump on the 720, that would work, but 720 has been doing a pretty good job at staying alive so far. And just like the BGs, he's not been really dropping any Ubers. But now Barth is a very good spot with that Thomas Lava. He's being spotted by Boshi, and he won't be able to get a kill there. But a good effort nevertheless, but seems that Poland is just kind of deciding not to hold it right up against the wall. They can't really hold it there, as Grabba's only 50% on his Medigun charge right now. Boshi and 720 are just going in super aggressively. They are popping the Uber charge to save themselves from the trouble that they've created. Now Stan is staying behind, trying to take down Boshi. Boshi takes one rocket into him, second rocket finishes up the job. Boshi does a lot of trouble. He's gonna, nope, no, he's not gonna run away. But midpoint will have to be conceded as a result of that. However, Graba maintains his uber advantage, and players are about to respawn, so it's not all lost. 10 minutes left on the clock for this map, and both teams still at 1.
Yeah, the only reason that Ukraine haven't already captured the second point is Stingen. He's in the forward spawn, and he's got Barthis. So even though he's taking damage, Barthis is throwing him sandwiches, and it's stopping. And there you go, Stingen gets the kill onto Wiethoofd. Like, they can't capture the second point just because Stingen was still in the forward spawn, and he had that heavy lunchbox just to help him out with the HP. So that's given Poland still control of their second point, but also they have this huge advantage, and they should be able to get the middle point off of this because 720 is only at 80% right now.
Oh yeah, Stan, good positioning, good pills as well, just taking those enemies out of the choke, trying to scare them off so they can cap this middle point. Second is halfway done, but it's nowhere near to get the backup going. But what is going on? That's Stan going and taking down 720. Uber coming out of Graba, but that's 3 people down for the count for Ukraine, and Poland should be just absolutely capitalizing on this right now.
Yeah, he just has the audacity to walk around the choke and just shoot a couple of pipes at the medic, and they land square in the face of 720. Really unfortunate for him. Not much he could have done, but you know, if you're going to allow a demo to peek through the choke like that, it's going to be pretty difficult because they have used the Uber here though. Grabber at 30%. And 720 at about 25%, so it's only about like a 10% difference here. It's not too bad for Ukraine right now. We're still in a similar situation as we have been on these last points. You know, the attacking team doesn't have this huge Uber advantage, but I feel like Wiethoofd is getting picked off a lot here by Poland. Like, they know that he is sort of probably main calling for them. He's the one getting the heals. He's the one that's going to be doing sort of the big damage. He's the focal point, and they're really trying to get him. And there we go. Chupa takes him down. I reckon Poland might even push straight off of that pick.
That is a great pick, and Graba, you just got your Uber charge, you go in, man. 720 doesn't have his, just jump in, take down people from the point, and that's what you are doing right now. Kafka is just demolishing people on the point. Now everybody got his Uber charge and trying to fight out Barthis, but Barthis, nice quick feet, happy feet, wombo combo, taking down everybody! What is this man doing? That's a triple there, and 7 in total, and they're winning the point!
How is he allowed to do it again? He just walks on the point and it's like nobody can deal with him. He just takes down a third of the team. It's absolutely crazy how he's allowed to do that. I imagine Poland are just absolutely buzzing right now. I mean, looking at the time, there's under 8 minutes to go. It's been such a close game back and forth, but Ukraine will be looking just saying, how the hell are we allowing a heavy to do this much work on the last pushes? And that is going to be a really, really important mid-fight.
Boshi takes down Kafka, his counterpart. He's still looking to get some more damage in. Stingen is a good position, and he takes down Wiethoofd. That's opening up a lot of room for the red team to push in, as there's no more demo man on the other side. All they need to do is just stick with Stan, and he'll lead the way, as he usually does. Now finds Boshi in slowdown below, but looks like Ukraine will have to back out of this. Without Wiethoofd, their main anchor of that ship, they won't be able to stay afloat for much longer. Poland is just riding off the hut from the last round.
You know, an anchor weighs the ship down, Jake.
Yeah, but it keeps you in place.
Does it keep you afloat though? Oh, I'm calling shenanigans on that analogy, my friend. But no, look at Poland. Barthis is just walking through, takes down the enemy heavy, but they've used the Uber. I think they're trying to save Barthis there. Not sure if that's the correct decision. Someone needs to take him down, and he does go down very early on there. And Poland, I liked the aggression, but I didn't like the Uber pop. They didn't need to use it that early, and they've actually handed quite a big chance for Ukraine to retake this midpoint, and I think they're going to want to take it. There's still plenty of time in this game, but it's ticking. It's ticking.
Second Tercho, just lone warrior on the point. He's gonna sacrifice himself for literally nothing there. Barthis just respawned as well. Kafka there with Trooper up top on the enemy balcony. They're gonna be putting some wrenches into their plans. Graba kind of keeping up with 720, but 720 is building much faster, and Graba doesn't have anybody to heal right now. I'm not sure what this disconnect is, but red players are all over the place, allowing Ukraine to kind of reposition themselves, maybe hold the choke point with everybody, and they'll be able to do that just easy without much of a defense. Stinghan is also just fighting there, but Slowdown finds a kill on him, and Kafka going down as well. That's a lot of players down for the red team, and I don't think Poland will be deciding to hold this right up against the wall, as Ukraine is just kind of probing out the situation, just seeing if there's anybody. It's just only Barthis. They pop on Barthis alone!
Yeah, I'm not sure whether they understand how big of an advantage they had, They've got a lot of kills, but Grabber's actually got the Uber now. It's going to be used onto Thazu, and they're just leaping forward. They do take down Marissa. They could get the Kari down as well, but Stan has gone down. That's a big loss. And this is going to get a little bit messy here. People are dying left, right, and center. Chupa and Underscore are having a kind of a 2v2 Tercio there, just pushing people out. They're actually capping the midpoint. It's like almost a back cap right now. Ihor just capping the point. Is he going to do it by himself? He almost does. Tercio gets it just in time. This is just getting a little bit crazy now, Jake. I just feel that, you know, people are taking risks that they wouldn't normally take. Barthis is holding so far forward. That's why Ukraine are deciding to use like solely on him, and it gives them so much time for Poland to just use the Uber later on. I'm not sure why Ukraine aren't just kind of trying to deal with Barthis in a different way, but they are in control of the second point right now, and this is not looking good for Ukraine.
Oh yeah, Narkari actually taking down Stan pretty much by himself, chasing down Graba down. Graba's low on health, but finally Narkari is destroyed by the Polish offensive. He'll be able to move into the front line right now. Second point has been secured, and they have a, well, a disadvantage in terms of Uber count. 720 has that 100% ready to go at any given time, so it's going to be a bit of a stalemate going, I'm afraid. Slowtown's up there as well, trying to stab, find it back to stab, but he looks at Barthis with a very, you know, just keen eye there, but Barth is running away from him right now, and Poland is holding very, very passively in the garage almost, and just waiting out what Ukraine will be able to do. And I do think, CeeJaey, that's not a bad idea. They will be waiting for those single players to trickle down, and that's working out. They took down Boshi underscore Narkari altogether. Uber has come out onto Detail and 720, but they're chasing them down, CeeJaey.
Yeah, they're going into the lobby. 720's gone down. Ukraine are losing everybody. This is exactly what Poland wanted to do. Just sit and wait for Ukraine to push out because they knew they had to. And Thazu's actually going underneath the point. Chupa is going to go in and take down the heavy. So many people are dying. There are some respawns for Ukraine, but are there going to be enough? Wiethoofd is not alive anymore. Ihor's on the point, and somehow Poland don't win that. Are they going to try and re-push this? I'm not sure, but they lose so many players there. Really clutch defense there from Ukraine. Poland doing exactly what they know they do. You know, they got 3 minutes to go. They're just sitting outside knowing that we don't need to push. If we push and fail, that gives an opportunity for Ukraine to push out on us. But if we sit here and wait, it's so much harder for Ukraine to push out and try to fight this Uber versus Uber. And now they're doing this non-Uber versus non-Uber. There's actually a small advantage for Grabber, but no one's near their charge. And, you know, Ukraine have to start taking these risks. Are they going to get anything from this map?
Oh, but Barthis takes down another two, and finally getting destroyed by Boshi. But not before the conch comes out here. Actually, Dito getting headshot by Stingin. That is the opener that Poland was looking for. And they're moving in. They're cleaning up house. 720 Slowtown all going down. That's 3 up for the blue team, and they're charging in. This is the bad thing of that defensive hold. You waste so much time by just moving forward, but they have full Uber advantage and full confidence in taking this one out. Turchu and Stan are Ubered on the point right now. Graba is just waiting there in the secret, but Stan is just cleaning up house there with Turchu in tow, and they'll be able to finish this one off, CeeJaey.
3-1. 2.5 minutes to go. It's pretty much GG. We're going to need some lightning rounds from Ukraine here. Again, Poland just sitting outside, knowing that all they need to do is spam the door. It's the thing with pushing out from Gully last. When you don't have a clear advantage, if you push out from the top with the majority of your combo, then the defensive team in big door can just go under and go straight to last. If you push out through the doorways, you're going to get spammed to hell by the stickies, by the sniper sidelines. It's so hard, and you lose so many players, it makes it very easy to kite. And Poland just executed it perfectly. This mid fight needs to go very, very fast and very, very well for Ukraine if they're going to get back into this. But it's, you know, they're getting time on the cap point here, and Poland may be electing to play it, you know, safe rather than sorry. But Dito down. It's a big ask.
Stiggy and Mr. Manager is not missing any shots right now, and he's opening up those kills, opening up the playing ground for the team. Well, Underscore is able to equalize Stan and Turcio by himself. Grab actually has to pop the overcharge to save the team and block the point with Barthis in tow, who is now going in. He is called the MVP of the team. Now Graba has to get away. He's still sitting on the point blocking it, but not enough has been done to secure him and make him stay alive. But Barthis, like I said, he is the second coming. He is the best heavy I know, I think, at this point, and he's not afraid of showing it. But the rest of Poland is not far behind. I mean, look at this Chopper getting 2 kills. 720 and Dito, the combo class is going down, and Boshi a lot of trouble as well. But this is what Poland has. Poland has those amazing players that work together, CeeJaey, and they always able to cover each other whenever one of them is having trouble.
Yeah, I mean, Chupa there basically just sort of turning the knife in the wound there, sort of, no pun intended, but just getting off the kills right at the end there. It's pretty much, it's all done and dusted. There's no way Ukraine can get back into this now. They need 2 rounds, and there's only 30 seconds left on the clock. The only question could be if Poland can get another round on the board and really put a huge dent in the morale of Ukraine here. Let's not forget, Ukraine picked this map. Gullywash was the battleground, I should we say, in the groups between Poland and Lithuania. And Lithuania got destroyed by Poland 5-0. Ukraine picked it against them anyway, and it does look like they could get another round here. It is going to be 4-1. And Ukraine, despite getting that first round, have gone down 4-1 on their map choice and now have to win 2 maps to try and get through to the quarterfinals. Big ask, but big plays from Poland there, Jake.
Oh yeah, and Poland, I think with the Gullywash, has already raked the ground, and now they're getting the salt ready to salt it on their pick as well. But, you know, I'm not biased at all, CeeJaey, but I'm just saying that Poland has played amazingly this time around. I mean, the beginning 10 minutes was kind of like feeling each other out, seeing what the strengths and weaknesses are, and after that, it was just all for one. Just Barth is going in absolutely huge, securing one crucial point, which has given this wind in the sails of Polish team that has cruised on that same wind all the way, even getting themselves the 4th point of this game. 4-1 is the conclusion of CP Gullywash. And now we're moving to Polish special, a Polish chosen map, and we apparently are moving the server as well. But before we tell you the map, I'd like to thank Manco.store for sponsoring this cast. Huge shout outs, and I'm gonna tell you the next map, but not just yet because there's still logs to go. I'm gonna keep this tension going on. You know, I'm gonna keep the tension. We don't know what the next map is for people who tune in late. I mean, Wiethoofd, you
spoilers. Wiethoofd ruins everything. Honestly, I don't know why we put up with him. We carry him so hard. We have to tell him what to do. You can't hear him, so you can't hear his protestations right now of him saying, "You can't." No.
I'll be careful with that because he can literally just mute us at a flick of a finger.
He can just snap his fingers and just kill this cast. He has that power. He is he has the gauntlet.
But the logs, we should probably get back on the track as we're moving on to a payload map. Ha! See what I did there? Top scorer is obviously Stingin, aka Mr. Manager, aka Stingrat, with 34 kills to his name. Next up is Barthis, the heavy weapons guy, believe it or not. And then Trooper, the silent assassin. We haven't seen him, well, a lot. There's been a few plays that we've caught, but most of the time has been just silently working behind enemy lines with that Wanga prick, and he's been, well, doing some Wanga work there.
I mean, I'm looking at the damage, right? And you just take a look at Wiethoofd, 453. You know, he got 13,000 damage. When you compare that to Stan, he got 4,000 more damage than the opposing demo man. He topped damages on the server. You know how important he was. We talked about at the start how, you know, he's a man of many classes, but demo man, he can really pull the strings. 26 kills, 26 deaths. That is not what you really want to see on your demo man, but he got focused so hard by everybody. And I just think, you know, maybe the Polish game plan at the start was, hey, we know that Wiethoofd is going to be the one leading the pushes. If we take him down, it's really going to really sort of slow things down and put us in a good position. Stinghan and Chupa, like I say, they're like the assassin combo that I really do think are the jewel in the Polish crown. But Barth is, I don't want to say he surprised me. We know how good of a heavy he is, but his positioning it surprised me at times, and I think it surprised Ukraine too. I think that's why a lot of their pushes not failed, but got kind of screwed over almost. Like, you know, pushing into mid, you don't expect the entire team to be holding back and just the heavy hiding around the corner. Like, nobody really goes for plays like that. But they were working, and obviously he won 2 of those rounds almost by himself by re-pushing in after the Uber exchange and getting a lot done on the point. So interesting to see kind of the way he played, like very low heals as well. 4th on the heal list, only getting 14% heals, whereas, you know, Thazio and Tercio, the Scout and the Pyro, are getting a lot more. So that's what I'm looking at. I mean, I'm looking at things and thinking, yeah, I expect to see Nakari and Wiethoofd to get a lot of kills. I'm expecting to see Stinghan, you know, getting the most kills and the most headshots. But Barth is doing a lot of work there for Poland, and maybe was the difference there, I would dare say, between the two teams, because elsewhere it's very even, and I think it was almost a deadlock.
Yeah, I mean, I've played with Barthas before and I've watched him play as well, and you know, we're talking about him a lot, but he, like I said, he is a person to watch because he's incredibly creative. I don't know if it's just absolute madness or if they're just actually creative with his game, but he's finding those spots that nobody expects him in. He's using a full potential of the Tomislav. He's not really asking for many heals from the medic at all, so the medic can focus on the flank, the demo man, the pyro, and pyros actually actively has become a part of the combo because Heavy is not in the combo. So that actually is working out for Poland, and you can see that Barth is able to get those opening kills alongside Stinghand and Trooper, and that's what actually made kind of Ukraine lose 1 or 2 players every fight before it even managed to reach the front line. But we're slowly moving on to a new server. It seems that Poland didn't quite enjoy playing on that one first, and since this is their map pick, they're going to choose their own server, and we're going to be going into peel upward, straightforward map, straight upward map, and predictions, CeeJaey, predictions for this one.
I would have said that going into this map, Poland would definitely the team that would have the edge on this map. I feel that with Stinghand set up,
edge. Sorry,
all of these jokes, we just you know, hilarious, Jake. We don't even know it. You just, you know. Yeah, I definitely. I think Stinghand is going to set himself up, and as long as he's well protected, it's going to be very difficult for them to push against that. Marissa didn't have a bad game, but definitely Stinghand was a step above everybody else in the server when it came to actually putting out sort of the amount of kills at the right time, and Chupa as well. You know, if the thing about a payload map, when you're pushing in and you're getting ready to push and you're like, okay, team, this is what we're going to do, let's go. And then the sniper kills someone and then the spy kills someone. And it may just be your NG or it may just be a scout or something. And you're like, hey, it's upward. We don't need them players to push. You know, we don't need them in the Uber, but you need them on the cart. You need them on the flank. And it's very frustrating. It can be very frustrating to try and push in and constantly be losing 1 or 2 people. And I feel that's the effects that Chupa and Stinghand are going to have on this game. I do think that the combo for Ukraine is where the match is going to be won for them. They really, you know, the demo, the heavy, that combo they did pretty well. Underscore as well played very well on the previous map, and if they can transfer that from Gullywash to upward, then they definitely are in here with a big chance. But I do think that at the moment this is Poland's to lose, and Ukraine are going to have to put it into another gear in order to get something out of this map.
Oh yeah, I mean, Ukraine is on the back foot right now, and it's not their favorite pick. But they had some nice plays there. I mean, Dito, well, I compared him to an anchor, but I would say, you know, I'll go back on that, and I'll call him the sail of the team, because the shit is the rest of it, but without the sails, it's just kind of stuck in place. And it showed in that last map, in that last game, that, you know, the second that they've lost Dito, Ukraine was kind of very passive, waiting for Dito to rejoin them. And I think that you cannot allow yourself to be so dependent on just one player to do all the work, because if that happens, you're kind of stuck, you're not pushing into it. And Poland is able to kind of cover. If they lose Stan, and they've lost Stan quite a few times, and to some silly deaths, they were able to kind of cover for him, and Barthas was opening him kills, Stinghand was getting those kills and equalizing onto Dito. So it worked out in their favor. But CeeJaey, we're moving into the second map. 30 seconds left on the clock. It's peel upward. Once again, thanks Manco Store for sponsoring us. And what do you think is going to happen? I think, because it's a best of 3, so it's going to be a long one, but it's going to be down to 2-1, but Poland will take this one.
I would agree with that. I would even side with maybe a 2-0 for Poland here. I do think Ukraine have a round in them. I do think they have the potential to do it. It may be the second round. Maybe Poland win the first round and Ukraine, you know, creep up on some overconfidence from the Poles. Who knows? But right now, I do think the attacking time is going to be really important for Poland. If they can set a fast time, it can really get things done. And there we go, Chupa, one of the men we were talking about earlier, getting a kill onto Dito. We know how crucial he is for Ukraine. And this may trigger Poland to start bringing... You see Grabber, he's already walking out. They want to push this already, Jake.
Oh yeah, and the slowdown is there as well. He's waiting for a good opportunity to stab him, but Graba is just off back up against the wall. Turcho is on the spy as well, and they're getting ready to push this one. They've lost quite a bit of time, and they've lost Barthis as well, but the car has been moving forward. Uber is gonna come out soon, and as it does, Dito's just respawned as well, and he's trying to do damage to the backline, chasing off players. They're ignoring Stan, and Graba. Graba's locked down by Underscore, but is able to get out of this situation, and Stan still survives with Kafka doing so much work, taking down 720. And everybody going down. That's a full team wipe like a whiteboard at school.
That is a wipe in Highlander. Not something you see very often, but it is huge. It is huge. And Stan is already really aggressive here, just trying to deny any sort of setting up. The most important thing is that Poland have a little bit of an Uber advantage here. This should be a free second. If Ukraine are going to be smart, they're going to be building on third, because there's no way they can actually... They're actually holding in the house, trying to maybe get some overextending players and pick them off to really help themselves out. But there we go, Dito goes down, gets a little bit too aggressive, picked off by Barthis. They have to be careful here, because they could get wrapped around. 20 is actually about 30% behind in the Uber stakes when it was only about 10% earlier. So Poland, if they really, you know, get their sneakers on and start racing up this hill, actually catch Ukraine out, and this could be a really fast time.
Yeah, like a server in Australia, they're riding the wave that they've gotten themselves from the first point. They have 100%, 70 onto 720. And they're getting ready to go. They're popping in early. They're not risking it. They don't have to. Kafka is jumping in, but it's quite slow. Stan's also, I'm not sure what they're doing, but they're being blown away. And Stan goes down by Ihor, but Graba somehow surfs back in, but the Uber charge has been used and has been wasted. They did manage to take down 2 players, but that's about it. The card is slowly moving forward, however, and Ukraine is not putting not enough pressure on it to kind of get those players off the point. Thousand Doom, 24/7 card duty, and look how far back Ukraine players are. They're not able to get this one done, and I think we have a pause right now.
Yeah, it seems like a pause, and you know, if we take stock of the situation right now, Ukraine should have Ubered in about 10 seconds ago. You know, you take a look at their team right now. They have Dito'd alive. They did have Boshi alive, but he just lost a 1v1 to Barthis. But if they'd taken Dito'd and Boshi and Ubered out, then they could have cleaned up Barthis. They could have cleaned up the players on the cart. We've got Doom and we've got Thazu just pushing the car here, ×3, maximum speed. And they could have taken control of this area and got Marissa back into a position where, you know, he'd be buffed and watching down the slope. However, what they've done is they've just gone inside themselves, just backed up, given all of this space to Poland. They now control the high ground and the area around the point. And if Ukraine Uber in now, it doesn't matter too much, because Poland will take that. They'll take the Uber, you know, force. They'll have got the car up a couple of the slopes already. It's kind of a decision that they needed to make a while ago, and if they make it now, it's not going to be good. In fact, the best thing here to do would just be to try and hope that Poland get overconfident and push in dry and catch them out, or just spam this and back up to last, because they've almost just lost third for free.
Now, yeah, I mean, the defensive positioning of Ukraine CeeJaey is really working up against them. I mean, they're staying alive. They managed to just really work against that Uber charge very easily without popping theirs, and they just got theirs as well. But the problem is that if you're holding that far back, you're not giving enough coverage to the card, and pretty much the only person who can give that coverage is either Boshi or Dito, as we have an on-pause right now. Dito's not working to get those people off the card, those pesky rats that are just currently still sitting there and still pushing it, but it's not quite working out, and Stan is going in dry without the Uber charge with Graba and Turcio, and trying to get Ubers coming out of Dito here. Dito is chasing down the enemy player. Stan's gonna probably sacrifice himself. No, he jumps in! What a smart surf there! He survives this one, but the card has been cleaned up from any stragglers. Stuck at the third one. Oh, what is going on? Trooper getting 2, 3! He's getting 3!
He gets, well, I mean, the third one was just BM, really. Slow down, just getting taken down, spy on spy action. But the fact that he gets the demo and the sniper, that's the defense gone. And he also gets Ihor now. He's still not dead. He's on a 4-kill streak, takes down Ihor. That's the NG down. Just just unstoppable. I mean, if you're allowing a spy to get that many kills on crucial classes, you're not protecting the players that need to be alive. He gets another kill onto Marisa, gets the sniper again, gets the pyro. Can someone stop him, please? He's wiping out players one after the other, and he's just giving the people on the cart right now, Jake. The Polish players on the cart are just probably thinking, what the hell's going on? Why are we pushing this cast with no resistance? It's because Trooper's killing everyone.
Exactly, Trooper with that Wanga prick, aka Eternal Rewards, doing so much work, and it's working out because it virtually makes no sound when you stab someone, so you can go on massive kill streaks and nobody will realize. Of course you have mumble with your communications, but it's still such a quick succession that you don't turn around just in time. And now Tercio and Barthes are trying to knock on the door onto the top floor, but they said, you know what, if the top is taken, we're gonna take the basement, and that's where they're moving. Both medics at 100% right now. Barthes is just slowly creeping his way in. He spotted the sentry there. Level 3 is up and running by Ihor, and there's a nice sticky shot by Dito, and they're just kind of biding their time. They have a very good time so far, and they don't want to risk it just yet. They want to throw it away, everything that they've worked for.
Yeah, it is equal Ubers right now, and it looks like Stingen is not in the game anymore, I guess from internet issues, and then we've got Bayer playing for Poland on the sniper class, as the Uber does get forced from Ukraine. They've actually, Poland losing a lot of players, but most importantly, Grabber is out and safe, just hightailing it back to spawn, not taking any risks. Will have that Uber charge ready for a push. Big advantage for Poland now, and
no, they let a scout through. Narkari finds the kill onto Grabber. That's an Uber down, and 720 has that advantage working into that defense. That aggression has been stopped, and losing Stingen in such a crucial moment. And well, Bayer is okay, but it's not Stingen. Stingen is just taking the kills, taking the heads as he wants, but losing him in this crucial moment is going to slow them down, and this is probably where my prediction of 2-2-1 will come from. I hope Stingen is able to come back, but right now, 720 has the advantage. Grava is 50% behind, Card is halfway done, to the point, to getting capped. They're moving in, Barthes is just going aggressive, but he's unable to find the kill, and Trooper is getting finished off as well, alongside Stan, and it's going to slow down Polish offense even more.
Yeah, 720 still with that Uber, and Poland are ideally going to have to do the same as they did before and get something down, but Bayer does actually take down Ihor. So that sentry, which is being such a nuisance and being wrangled, is now open to spam, and it is going to go down there. Kafka is going to take it down with a rocket. So no sentry. It looks like Kafka wants to get aggressive here, but no, it's taken down by Boshi. But look where Poland are right now. They've managed to walk in through main because the sentry's not watching it, and they're actually going to get cleaned up a whole bunch. But 720 not... Oh, actually, no. I was going to say not against force. They are going to use the infantry. Look at Dito. He's pushed so far back by Tercio. Tercio is just like, I don't care about anyone else. I want to kill you, Dito, and chases him.
TV Barthes, he's taking out 3, he's just sitting there, he's been flashed for a while, and nobody focused him. That heavy weapons got taken out the entire combo. That's pretty much everybody dead on the red side. All they have to do, Poland, is push the car, but nobody's on it right now. Kafka's trying to jump in and slow down that sentry gun. He takes it down, but the red team is not respawning fast enough, and the car goes down like a bomb. It explodes. 6 minutes 50 seconds on the clock for the Polish offense. Whew. Finally it's over, but it was kind of hard at last, and Ukraine putting up a nice defense, but losing 3 points in the beginning that quickly is not gonna work towards their score going into offensive, because they'll have to fight against Poland, the wall of Poland, the battle for the border, and 6 minutes and 50 seconds to go.
Yeah, I mean, Poland are we happy with that? They were such a fast push. From the first to second, even the third point. They just got a little bit stuck on that last point. They could have pushed this in maybe a minute and a half faster if it wasn't for the fact that Nakari got that drop. So Nakari will be, if his team win this round, then they'll be having to buy him a beer or a vodka or something for getting a drop on Grabber at such a crucial point in the game. But it's still a fairly fast time. Ukraine will have a lot of work to do, and often I find in the Nations Cup, like we were talking about earlier, people will try to avoid steal because it's very teamwork based. It's easier to play defense because you're just sitting there waiting for people to push you and you can kill them. Whereas you have to be a little bit more creative, a little bit more organized on the attack. So this is where teams are definitely sort of tested, I should say. And this is where we're going to be seeing Ukraine stepping up and seeing if they can do this challenge. But Boshi going in for the jump, big jump. but nothing comes off of it.
Wow, D-Dode, amazing jump. He was looking for Grabba in that little alcove, but he didn't quite find him. Grabba was out in the open, and now there is Slowtown there hiding behind a rock and waiting for a good opportunity to strike. Marisa getting stabbed by Trooper there as well. And then Bayer just taking down Igor with the sniper rifle. Everybody just a complete wipe down going out from the Polish team on the Ukrainians. The cart is currently stopped because there's actually nobody alive able to push it, and so far so good for the Polish defense. The Uber is coming out very, very early. They don't want to risk those sticky traps, finally detonated, but the red Uber is much better, and they're gonna push all those blue players out. 720 is a little bit of a tight spot. He's being jumped by Kafka and finally going down, but Grabba, not before Grabba is getting sniped by Marisa. That's pretty much nobody alive for either team. However, Doom has still his teleporter, so Poland may still be able to hold this for a little while longer.
Yeah, Tercio and Stan are actually alive, and now Fazzy's joined them for company. I mean, it looked like a really bad exchange, but somehow Poland just lost a ton of people during that push, and it's basically a new advantage now for 720. He's at 20%, and you know they should be able to get this point, but that is not what was written in the script for Poland whatsoever. It just took about a minute and a half to capture that first point, and Poland maybe a little bit shell-shocked there, thinking what the hell happened, how did that go so wrong? But they are doing a bit of an aggressive hold here. If Ukraine cashes them out, this could spell a lot of danger for Poland getting rolled onto the next point. But if they do manage to hold them here at this line, then they could buy so much time. But no, they have to back out here. Stan and Grabba are not comfortable. D-Toad is going to get the pipe onto Stan, and Poland looking a little bit shaky right now.
Yeah, they lost Sparta's Stan, not available. Doom still keeping up the sentry, but it's finally destroyed. However, Trooper is walking behind and working his knife into Marisa's back. It's 4 down for the blue side. However, the cart is not actually currently being pushed. Ukrainians have forgot about something. You know, they got all the kills off their shopping list. They've got all the important picks that they forgot pushing the actual cart to the checkout. And now Tercio is on the cart as well, blocking even further. Bit of a throwaway life, but it's gonna stop it for a few seconds longer, which what Poland is looking for right now. 100% to Grabba. 720 is actually down. Trooper is taking down the medic, and it's something that Poland has been given for free right now, and they will be definitely taking advantage of this, re-stabilizing themselves on that second point.
Yeah, that's the big kind of game changer right there. Poland, you know, uber disadvantage. Ukraine doing everything correctly, and you know, Poland losing players should in no right mind actually have, but they've used the Uber here. I'm not sure why. Maybe they were scared of Marisa.
Stan, he's getting the kill! That absolute madman gets the kill there onto 720 just as a fadeaway pipe. Sorry, CeeJaey, but that was something spectacular. And again, Grabba with an advantage, and that team has finally kind of stabilized themselves. It was like that, you know, wrestling match that the face or the heel is just standing up and is unable to be taken down. 3 minutes and a half to go for Ukraine. Can they do it?
It's a big ask. It's a big ask because, as we always say, I mean, when you look at the points, the first 2 points are supposedly easier. It's just going to get harder from here. But Grabba very, very weak. But Barthes is going to pick up players as well. He gets the heavy, gets 720 as well. 720 has died about 2 or 3 times in succession now. Hasn't had an Uber for a while. The car is so close. They almost get it over. It's like on my screen, it's over. But technically, it's not. You just need to touch it. Slowtown could actually maybe go for it here. And it's not looking good for Ukraine right now, and I'm not sure why Slowtown is going for the engineer. I mean, he gets the engineer. He could have actually got the cap. Boshi gets the cap instead. But 2.5 minutes. It's they're gonna have to get a drop here. They're gonna have to get something onto Grabba, like Chupa just did to 720. They're gonna need a big play onto Grabba to make this much easier for them.
But Chupa is already behind. They're still, the red team is holding very close. Chupa's just waiting for a good opportunity to strike, and Underscore is just completely scared of that spy right now. He might just get a situation he's looking for. Chupa is going behind. He's getting one. He's going for another, but the 720 just turns around in the last possible second. But the Uber's coming out of 720. Complete wipeout. They've been holding up there for a very long time, and this is the mistake that Ukraine made. They didn't go through left, they went through the tracks, they tried to push the cart, and they've lost their medic. Namely, they didn't lose quite a few players, and Grabba is still alive, but look how many players are down for that play for the Polish team. It was a very risky one, and Grabba now is running away from Narkari, and he's not gonna be able to get away.
If Grabber had got out there, I don't know if the camera's on him, but he was in sewer and he had the entire Ukraine team behind him, and he had to do this kind of, I just in my head had the Mission Impossible music, dun 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 dun. Like he was going around cliff, he was going under, he almost made it out, and Nakari was just like, hang on a minute, there's a medic there, and catches him out. 1 minute 30 or 1 minute 25 as we cross the point. It takes about 43 seconds to go from third to last, so this is still very much doable, and 720 has an advantage here, Jake. It was looking also good for Poland. Oh, Mathis gets 2.
He's looking for a third. He's getting spammed out there. He's still alive. He's gonna grab himself a big health pack and go back ready to action. That man's incredible. He's just buying the time for Poland as it didn't look too good for them. 720 low in health and 100%, but nerves of steel. He knows he needs that Uber charge to work this Uber out. 50%, 50 seconds to go. 1 point left. Grab on 70, they managed to get themselves the top spot there with Barthis. That's actually Vaccinator as well coming out of Graba. And Stan is up there as well. That's a ballsy play. 40 seconds to go, CeeJaey. It's gonna be very, very close.
Yeah, they're losing players here, Poland. This Vaccinator has to work well. They've lost Stazu, and Stan is extremely weak, but he's going to get healed up. Grabber comes in, it's the fire! It is the stickies! And there are only 5 players up, 24 seconds. This actually may be doable for Ukraine. Nakari with the DM takes down Kafka on the point. He's being healed by 720. The sentry has to do work, and it is doing work. Bayer is going to get a couple. Doom is going to take down the medic. 10 seconds to go. I don't think Ukraine have enough bodies to get there in time, but it is going to be Doom with that wrangled sentry. He's just going to do just enough
3, 2,
to get the thing for Poland
1.
there.
Yes! I mean, yes, that's basically Poland taking 1 point on upward map, putting themselves even a little bit closer to that second stage of playoffs, as the teams are ready to go for another one. But what a game that was. I was incredibly close, and I didn't expect Ukraine to cover about 2 points in the span of 2.5 minutes, but that's what they did. That play with Graba, using the Uber charge, taking out 720, was a ballsy one, and they thought it worked out, but they've lost so many players, they didn't have anybody to set up on third, and that's what lost them the third point and put them in a very stressful situation where Graba actually had to use a Vaccinator to go for something crazy, something that Ukraine wouldn't expect. It kind of worked out, kind of didn't, and then Doom, Thazu, and Kafka and Turcho saving the point, last saving grace, getting it stopped before it rolls down the ramp. Ooh, that was a nail biter.
It was so close. I didn't expect it to be that close. Towards, like, after the first couple of points, it looked like Poland were comfortable. But Ukraine, you know, with some big exchanges. And I feel like even when they were pushing in from second, going through the house, it looked like a mistake. They lost their medic, but everyone else just fragged out. And Poland maybe just not expecting, maybe underestimating them a little bit. But the thing about last is if you get a level 3 and you have an NG wrangling a level 3 from that high ground, it is very, very difficult to get cart time. It's very hard to get through that choke area. And the big issue that Ukraine had was Doom with that wrangled sentry. Everybody else they were kind of dealing with, they were fighting, but as long as that sentry is up and being wrangled, there is not much you can do with dealing with the cart. And for a second there, I thought they had it. You know, 720 was healing Nakari on the carts. He got a buff scout pushing ×3 with the medic as well. But no, that sentry needed to be dealt with, and they just lost too many players from those individual plays from Poland. But it is going to be Ukraine pushing first this time. So we'll see if they're going to have a similar sort of pushing time. But they're going to be feeling quite demoralized after that, I feel. I mean, they lost their map choice. They've come on to, you know, Poland's map choice. They managed to get so close, but they end up losing the first round. And Poland with 1 foot, I should say, in the quarterfinals already.
Oh yeah, and Bosch now already getting in the position, jumping in. Oh, messing up the second jump, but Dito is already far forward, putting some nice sticks, but he's not going to finish up the jump. Doom's almost dying to that, though. He's going to get some heals from Graba, and Bosch is also getting destroyed by the sentry, and that jump has been messed up. You know, even the best rocket jumpers in the world can sometimes mess up, but Stan, you don't do that. You don't walk into a sniper sightline and expect your head not to be blown off, as Stan's down for the count, and that's a crucial pick for the Ukrainian team. They will be able surely to walk this one out. 720 is already out. Trooper almost getting into his face, but taken down at the last possible moment. 720 is getting ready to go onto Wiethoofd, CeeJaey.
Yeah, they're actually going for an exchange here, and again, they use a lot earlier, and it's a better Uber coming out of Poland, but we know what we know what Ukraine are like. We know that they just want to re-push it again. Barthis is really far forward. He's going to get anything done. He takes so much damage here. He actually gets an arrow from Grabber. That's really crucial. And he's actually going to take down, well, he takes down nobody's because he gets taken down himself, but he's actually slowed Ukraine down for Poland to back up and get into a more defensive position here, closer to the sentry, just waiting to heal up. But if Ukraine push now, Poland are not in a position to actually, you know, get out safely and regroup here.
Yeah, the Stan is back on the ground. Boshi's just getting blown back the way he came from. But no, Grabba is in a lot of trouble right now. That was a huge jump by Wiethoofd. And actually some stickies, random stickies there. Grabba is actually low on health, but he managed to get health back very quickly. That is a very fortunate turn of events for the Polish medic. Now Ukraine is in a very good position, very aggressive. They're spamming the sentry with all they've got, but Doom is keeping it up. Somehow everybody is just putting everybody he has in chamber into the red players, but somehow they're just not dying. What is going on right now? Both makers 100% early pop by Grabba, trying to delay this as much as possible. Now 720 has an Uber of his own and chasing down the stragglers. Grabba needs to get the hell out of the situation if he wants to survive this, but Poland's still holding on.
Yeah, they still have players. There's no reason for them to get out here. They've just lost their sentry, but they have everyone else up. Bayer is hitting headshots. They have players just putting out damage. Stan throwing the stickies out Barthis, but no. Barthis goes down there, the cap goes down as well, and this is where things start to get a little bit hairy. If they start to lose too many players, Bayer's gone down, Tercio has gone down as well, Kavka has also gone down, Doom Sentry, Ukraine is starting to get aggressive here, Wiethoofd at 2 HP, going the furthest forward for his team, just grabbing them by the neck and dragging them forward, and Ukraine have a chance to maybe roll this on the second point. Doom only has a level 1 here, Jake, and I don't know, Poland playing very defensive close to the spawn.
Yeah, those spawn timers are 20 seconds long, so it's gonna take a long time after somebody's dead from the red side to get back into action, but they've just got the respawns up, and the card is not as far as it could possibly be. Barth is now taking quite a lot of damage for his trouble, and Stan hiding below that little shed on the side, getting destroyed by Boshi, and then Wiethoofd finishing with the sentry gun. I think that is the call for the Polish team to run away, as Ukraine is gaining momentum after the first one, capping second in the record time, 3 minutes already on the clock, not a bad time at all. And now they're gonna move on to third. Let's hope that Doom will be able to set up a sentry defense there, or it's gonna be just the same repeat. Ukraine pushing the pedal down, getting all that the engines got into the combustion chamber and get forward. That's what they're doing. Uber has come out of 720. Grabba's popping his own, trying to push all the people away. Tercio, nice blast, almost taking down 720. Now they're gonna find underscore underneath Barthis right now. And there's 5 people down from that push, and 720 actually following up. Barthis finds a fadeaway kill.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was a little too much too soon coming in from Ukraine there. They didn't have the cart anywhere close to getting close to the tracks. If they'd gone for that Uber trade when the cart was in the position it is now, then they would never get it up one of the slopes, which is really, really important. This slope is very, very hard to push up, and as you can see, they're putting a lot of resources into trying to get the cart up this up this slope. But yeah, I mean, it is going to be an Uber advantage for Grabber, but it's only about 30%. It's not huge. They are actually getting some kills here, and they've got the cart up the slope just by the power of bodies alone, just getting on the cart. And Poland didn't really seem to want to contest it, and at the moment, the heavy's just chilling on the cart and pushing it, and this is free cap time. Jake, this is not what Poland want to give up.
Ukraine is doing a good job. Everybody's just sitting on the car, shooting his heavy weapons gun. And it's actually working out. Look how many blue bodies are on the card. That's a prime time for Stan to actually go in and do something about it. Zuber's coming out. They're going to try to push everybody out of this situation. 720 is being chased out. Tercio has him in his sights, and there he goes off the cliff. That's almost the entire team of Ukraine being blown away, but not before. The card has been pushed enough to be a danger to the Polish team, but that allows the time for Poland to resupply, restock, and reposition themselves for the next wave of Ukrainians knocking on their doors, knocking on their walls. This is a very good defense coming out of Poland right now, waiting very late through that Uber push. Now with 720 going down as well, that's going to be a slight disadvantage as well. Ukrainians will have a tough task and a tall hill to climb.
I mean, you know what? If I'm Ukraine, I take that. I take that any day of the week. I mean, they get the Uber force. they lose their medic, but look how far they pushed the car up in that time. Like, they got a lot out of that exchange, and when you look at the Ubers right now, it's basically equal Ubers. So they didn't really lose too much there, but Bayer is starting to pop off here on a 6-kill streak, just killing people who are trying to push the car, and there we go. Tercio just yeeting another person off the cliff there with the air blast. Another man, I mean, I feel I've been talking about D-Toad and his multi-classing, but Tercio is another gamer that plays so many different classes and plays them all really well. And playing Pyro, a class I've not seen him on before this Nations Cup, you know, expect him on medic or demo or heavy. And as I say that, Ukraine are coming in with the Uber, and Boshi is the one trying to get some car time here while everyone's distracted by what's going on the hill. But Ukraine are losing so many players. Can they get up? They can. They get it up that slope, and now they just need to push it onto the point. They sacrifice their entire team for it, Jake. But I mean, I'm not sure if I would take that one, but it's progress.
It's progress, and it's been perfectly executed, even though the sharing from 720 was a little bit too generous, making the Uber to run out faster, but it worked out well for them. And now Bosch is jumping on the car, and they're gonna be just piling bodies onto it to get it pushed in. It's still not has been capped. Thousands is just on the 24 card duty right now. They cannot move an inch from it if they want to keep it in the same place. And there comes everybody trying to take down Thousands. Trooper is also going out. 4 down for the Polish team. All it takes for Ukraine is now to just simply walk up to the card and get it done. Done and dusted, and that's what Bosch is doing. Card is finally capped, but that's not before like 4 or 5 people have died to try to get it done. Poland is not letting this one for free, and at 6 minutes and 53 seconds, well, Ukraine still has 1 more point to go, and by that time last round, Poland has capped theirs.
Yeah, this is slower than what we saw from both teams in the previous round. I mean, Poland lost a ton of players there, but when you look at the position of the car, it does mean that they still have a lot of time to get it before it even gets to the choke, and Poland's have their players respawning already. It does mean that they've had to take a bit of an awkward Uber exchange on the high ground here, but Stan is going on the chase. He's going to meet face to face with a heavy, does take him down. But Grabber gets taken out by Boshi, slipping in there with the rockets, is going to take down the med. 720's also gone down to Tercio. There's a lot of chaos going on, but that chaos is going to benefit the pushing team because they're just pushing this car for free. It's Doom and the Wrangler again. He is the final boss that Ukraine need to deal with on this map, it seems. And once again, he is up. He's got his dispenser block in the stairs. His sentry is level 3, and he's wrangling it for days and days and days there. Ukraine need to deal with this.
Yeah, Kafka's on the card right now trying to stop it from moving in. Now Ihor is on the card. UD there comes Heavy as well, but Doom is still, the final boss is still alive, guys. This ain't Demon Souls, as they need to take him down if they want to get this card in. They're doing a good job at holding it. Poland, Barth is also below, and Ukraine is just throwing bodies at it, inching it forward, and it's already up against the slope, but it still needs that little last push. Both medics at equal Ubers right about now, and red players are missing 3 players. They've lost Stan as well. No more Demo Man for the Polish team. Kafka is still alive, however, and he's going to be watching over this card. Now underscore up top, he's going to be found out as well, but no, he's not finished, and Trooper is still as well, but no. That's the underscore taken, and there was a lot of chaos, like you said, CeeJaey, but it's clear that the blue team is benefiting from it because the respawn timer on the red team is just crucial, as Graba and Tergio and Barth is all going down to everybody in D-Toad, and they're pushing the card in!
Yeah, there's just so many bodies on the car. Dazu's blocking it. It's going to be him versus Slowdown, and actually they're going to do it. They're just not getting enough people on the car and pressuring the time, and they're not getting enough people also separating and trying to block off the spawns. And what looked like it should have been a cap there, Poland have clawed it back, and they're just buying themselves more and more time.
I think Ukraine is really frustrated right about now. They had it in the bag, but then Thazu with some happy feet, managing to dodge the heavy everybody. And, well, they're moving in forward. They're angry. They're looking for Broad. Graba is not a good spot, and he doesn't have enough players to hold him with. And then Stan goes on the card as well. Just melee. Slowdown goes down. And now Nakari goes on the card. All the blue players just swarming it, but that's not what you want to do on the blue side. You need to take down the red ones first, but it seems that it has worked out for them. They're accomplishing the car. The car goes down, and the bomb finally meets a destination like that train that I don't know the name of still. 9 minutes, 50 seconds, 4 points capped for Ukraine. And now it's all in the ballpark of Poland of how they decide to take on this. They have quite a bit of time to work with, but Ukraine, not a bad time themselves considering the circumstances.
Yeah, Marissa is the winner of that. Like, you know, actually beat the final boss Doom. Gets the headshot on to Doom there, and that allowed the sentry to go down less than a second afterwards. And because of that, they had such an easier time actually trying to push the cart. You see how important it is to have that sentry up and your NG protected. But Ukraine were just slowly but surely just taking a little bit more space, a little bit more space, a little bit more space, and then they had enough space for their sniper to have an angle on the engineer and take him down. But because of that, they have actually managed to make it a sub 10-minute time. However, 9:50 is definitely closer to the long kind of time that we would expect from a map like this. So Poland are going to be saying to themselves, hey, if we do exactly the same as we did in the previous round, then, you know, we win this round and we win the map and we go through to the quarterfinals. However, they'll be looking at this and thinking, okay, so, you know, we learned from Ukraine's attack. Ukraine are going to have learned from ours, so let's be prepared for some things being shaken up a little bit.
Now the gates are down, CeeJaey, Tercio already running the jetpack, Kafka's getting in position, he's messing this one jump up, but he jumps in nevertheless, he's looking for the sniper at least, but he finds trouble. And now Dito's actually getting stabbed by Trooper. That's an amazing coordination there. They've lost their demo, and they've also popped the Uber charge, been forced out to save the team at the cost of the Uber charge. However, the only thing that Poland has lost is a couple of players. Graba is still alive and healthy in spawn, and that is the cue for them to leave it, as Marisa is also down for the count. No more sniper to throw a bullet into a medic's head. Graba now getting into position, gonna heal up Stan. Stan's gonna get the brunt of it, and they have a free range of going in and taking down this spot like it's nothing else. 720 in a bit of a trouble. He's gonna get out of this situation, however, but the first point has to be conceded as a result.
Yeah, and that second point will probably be conceded as well. I'm not sure what Ukraine felt that they could win from that first point. They lost, you know, they didn't have an Uber anymore, and once Marisa went down, there was no opportunity for them to get an early force. They had to back off and play it passive, and now they're playing passive, but they've also given up a lot of space. They haven't got the bodies to contest from this passive position. It's going to be very difficult for them to do anything here. They need to kind of be careful. If they lose bodies here, then it may be all over straight away, because they could just push onto third. They lose T-Toad. They're just walking forward here. 720 needs to survive. He's at 99%, gets that charge. This has to be about the third point, but those spawns are 8 seconds away, Jake. Poland are just continuing to walk forward.
Yeah, the Polish hussars have arrived. I need to make that joke a long time, and finally I got to make it, because they're going in. Uber charge is ready. 720 has one on his own, but there's no defense up and running on the third. Most people are just respawning. Level 2 by Ihor is the only thing protecting them. And look at Barth's position. Barth is very good position right now to just use this distraction. Nobody has seen him yet. Uber's coming out very early out of Graba, and it's gonna be mostly wasted. Now Barth is just waiting for his opportunity to strike. He's shooting on the medic, but the medic is flashed, and now Barth is just fighting for his life. And unfortunately, that Uber charge has not been used, but 720 is shot in the back by Bayer, Stingen's replacement, and is working out for them. The sentry is still up, but there's nobody else to protect it, and Graba, with a nice Uber advantage, working himself up towards the third point at 7 minutes and 20 seconds left on the clock. Oh, it's not looking too promising for Ukraine, I'll tell you that much.
There is so much time left on the clock for Poland here. They've got so much time to work with. This third point is going to go down. Ihor is, wow, Boshi flying through the air like an eagle, and actually they're killing some people on the cart, so this third point hasn't gone down. Wow, Marisa with the headshot onto Doom. They're actually slowing it down, so I mean, they're saving the third point, but they're losing so many players here that, you know, this last hold is going to be very difficult. Marisa is just the last bastion of the third point. If Doom was the boss of the last point, then Marissa's the boss of the third point. You know, someone needs to take Marisa down, but I do think it may be over. Boshi's going to go for a cheeky jump, though. He gets onto Graba.
Look at Barth's. Look at Barth's. What is this man doing? What are you doing? He's getting the sniper pick, and he gets the heavy pick as well, and he's still alive. A whole red team is completely confused about what is going on right now. Why is this heavy man killing all our friends? And he's still alive. Secured the blue window for the blue. He's just waiting for his reinforcements. All the friends have joined him onto the party right now, and the card is being pushed, CeeJaey. What is this man doing, and why is it working out? Uber is coming out to grab to save him from a certain death, coming out of underscore, and now the counterpop from 720, but this is like basically red pushing into blue spawn. What is going on right now? I have no idea. Stan is getting the kills, however, and that's all we care about. 720 down for the count as well, and D-Dude, nobody's pushing the card, but card is dangerously close.
Yeah, it's so close. There's only a few players left alive for Ukraine here. Make that 2. One of them is Marissa. Gonna need to get some big headshots there. Ukraine really needed to use their Uber to regain the high ground, but they just didn't. They've got heals on the car right now. Doom and Thazu combining for that ×3, and it is going to roll in with over 5 minutes to go. And it is going to be a clean sweep, 2 maps to 0 for Poland. They are going to go through to the quarterfinals to play England sometime next week. And they look strong today, Jake. They look strong.
Just like their vodka.
Yeah, I can confirm your vodka is lethal, but your TF2 gamers are pretty lethal as well. And Ukraine, they tried their best, but I feel that, yeah, like I said, Poland just having that edge today. Some rounds, like Gullywash was so close, and that first round of Upward was so close as well. But in the end, it's just those individual plays from the likes of, Stingen earlier on in the game. Bayer did very well subbing in for the second half of Upward. Chupa, Barthes, like players just coming out with these plays and making things work. And in the end, it was just enough for them to get through to the next round. I think we can take a look at the combined logs here, Jake, but for Upward at least. But yes, I'm sure you're just kind of relishing the moment.
I'm just letting you talk, But at the same time, I have to really commend Ukraine for putting up a fight. While Poland has won 2-0 on Upward and then 4-1 on Gullywash, has never been a situation where Ukrainians weren't kind of holding their own, and they've actually pressured Poland for the first 10 minutes of the game. So that's very commendable, and the logs kind of show it. But